Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hi. The day has finally arrived. We're going to be looking at my old content. I'm talking about 2017 to 2018, and this is back in the days where I was a centrist, a radical centrist. But I flirted with a lot of conservative, I guess, ideals, I guess, talking points. There was a point in time where I actually did kind of dabble in conspiracism. But I think this is a little bit after that, what we're going to be going over, we're going to be looking at. But if you guys haven't checked it out yet, I did a stream for my 1,000 sub special. And I went over like a brief history of my politics just off the cuff. I still intend to do like a really in-depth video about how I went from, being apolitical to slightly involved in politics to interested in like what Trump was, and then discovering Bernie Sanders, and then basically flipping and kind of like playing defense for Trump when he got elected, et cetera, et cetera. It's a whole big journey thing to explain. For this video, we're going to be taking a look at two videos that I put up on my Facebook page before I even had like a YouTube channel. But my Stephen Banger channel never got past 10 subs even. There are only 5 videos, but today we're just going to be looking at 2 that were posted before the channel existed. Back during this time, the only like political channels that I was even following like that were remotely political was Sargon of Akkad. Like a lot of Sargon. A lot of Sargon. I guess you could throw in the Amazing Atheists, but when it came to politics, like I was just following like skeptics, like atheists, etc. Sargon of Akkad, Some Black Guy, Undoomed. Anyone who was doing like anti-SJW content back in the day. So this first one we're going to watch, I haven't seen probably since I posted it. I want to say this was like late 2017, and it's about guns. So we're going to react to it together because I haven't seen it in a long time. All right, there I am. Okay, folks, let's dive right in. First, let me get my headset. All right, I'm going to speed this up just a little bit, just so we can get through it a little faster. Let's go.
What's up? I am going to sit here and rant a little bit about why I am pro-gun, pro-Second Amendment, and blah, blah, blah.
So far, so good. The audio quality is terrible. I'm pretty sure this was recorded on like an LG Aristo, which is just a piece of crap. Or it might be recorded on an iPod. I forget. Probably an iPod.
So the anti-gun crowd basically just wants guns taken away. Oh, but we want to improve background checks and blah, blah, blah. Your ultimate goal.
What the fuck, dude? What was that? Oh my god. Okay. Right. Okay. All right. Let's try to ignore the cringe. Let's get through this.
Is to ultimately take guns away from people that don't commit mass shootings, which is a lot compared to the people that actually do. The amount of gun owners, there's a slight difference in the amount of people that are actually responsible. So and the Second Amendment prevents you from taking them away anyway. I am absolutely 100% for better background checks and all that shit. Register guns, but
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm not wrong. There is a disproportionate amount of people that don't commit mass shootings.
confiscating guns won't solve shit. It will not stop gun crime. It will not get illegal guns off the street.
Right.
And it won't stop mass shootings.
Right.
So the media wants you to. Okay, let's start with assault weapons.
Okay. Before we get into that, yeah, I mean, my stance on guns really hasn't changed. I mean, my reasons for having guns probably have, but I've always been pro-gun, absolutely. And this point I make about confiscating guns, that'd be virtually impossible. Like, it would take decades upon decades to actually, like, gather every single gun that's in America. There are more guns in this country than people. Like, by an order of magnitude. I wonder, like, what big. This must have been. Yeah. You know, this must have been not long after the Mandalay Bay massacre, where this was all the talk in the news. This had to have been, like, right after that. So let's hear what I have to say about the media.
Well, let's start with assault weapons. If people want to get assault weapons banned, and I don't really see what the point of doing that is, like the AR fucking 15 or whatever, because
I'm so adorably
11,000
dumb.
murders a year are by handgun, while around 120 a year are by rifles, such as the AR-15.
Okay.
But the assault rifle is a fake term, is not real. Assault was created by the media because of certain rifles' capability to semi-automatic rifles, because they look scary. They want things like the AR ban.
I can kind of hear the Rush Limbaugh talking points coming out. Like, yeah, I mean, assault rifles is kind of like a made up term. That's pretty somewhat accurate, I guess.
The AR ban, because it is a sizable, scary looking fucking gun. When well, the vehicle I'm driving right now, it can be pretty scary. I could literally take this down. I could take this down fucking, I don't know, Times Square and mow down a bunch of people, because when it comes down to it is the person behind the fucking thing. It's the person behind the thing that is being used to hurt as many people as possible.
Yeah. I mean, what I'm saying isn't wrong, but, like, it's just cringe, really.
Let's just get that the fuck out of the way.
Oh, gotta adjust it.
Now, onto the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment was put in place by our founding fathers because they knew that our country would not remain stable. Our country was susceptible to itself and to foreign entities.
Yeah.
They wrote the Second Amendment. That's why it's the Second Amendment. That's how important it is. It was one of the first ones. They wrote it so that the public can arm themselves legally and the government can't do shit about it.
Right.
Because the fucking army can't handle everything. The fucking law enforcement can't handle everything.
Right.
So,
yeah.
they created the Second Amendment. Now, a lot of the fucking anti-gun crowd, oh, the Second Amendment's just outdated, well-regulated. Yeah, I do believe in regulation. That's very important. Fucking the schizophrenic, OCD, bipolar asshole should not get their hands on a weapon. The guy who fucking abuses his wife and commits violent acts shouldn't. I don't think they should be entitled to a weapon.
Yeah, no, that's actually the most basic thing I've said yet. Like, yeah, if you're insane and if you have a history of violence, especially domestic violence, you should not be entitled to a weapon of any sort. Period. Full stop. Point blank. End the story. Period. Bye bye. Yeah, because if you look at the studies, like people with a history of domestic violence are more likely to shoot their partner. Yeah, that's absolutely right. I mean, I'm so smug and insufferable through this. Like, let's just continue.
They've proven themselves to not be capable of handling such a privilege, which is a privilege now, not a fucking right, because of the society that we live in. I don't think the Second Amendment is outdated whatsoever. Why? Because we are still susceptible to ourselves and to foreign hostile entities. We're susceptible to hostility.
Come on. Well, sure. I mean, domestically, yeah, but if another country invades us, it's not like people are gonna be like joining the army or fighting alongside them or any shit like that. But
right now, China and Russia could decide, oh, okay, let's just murk the fuck out of the U.S. We've had.
Oh no! Oh fuck, dude. Yeah, like that. because that's totally in their best interest.
Enough. Hell, let's not even go that far. Let's say North Korea decides to just send a fucking missile over here to the West Coast, and an EMP knock.
Oh man, I was listening to a lot of conservative radio back then. Like, oh god, just like we gotta, just the fear mongering about like, what if another country attacks us? And North Korea was big in the news back in the early Trump years. I liked the fact that they talked, etc., etc. But yeah, no, a country was never going to do that. Just think about like the consequences of that are inexpressible. That's all I'll say.
It's out the grid for the entire fucking western portion of the United States.
Yeah, why would
we could
North
go into
Korea
the
do
dark
that?
ages for a month. You know what I'd be happy with? Having a fucking gun at my side to protect me and my loved ones and my possessions and my food, whatever, rations,
emotional.
whatever the fuck.
So emotional,
You don't think
dude.
that fucking shit can happen? Let's not even go that far. Let's say fucking.
Well, it could. Doesn't mean it
Let's say
would.
the fucking sun launches this fucking an EMP goes blast through space. Earth passes through that.
That's actually true. That actually kind of keeps me up at night. Electromagnetic pulse from the sun. Yeah, a fucking solar flare. Yeah, that's actually not unreasonable at all. It might actually be the downfall of our civilization. You guys should look it up. Look up coronal mass ejections and how common those are.
The grid gets knocked out by that. I would rather have a. Okay, it goes back to the cliche thing. I would rather have one and not need it than not need.
I fucked
I
up the
would rather
cliche.
have one and not need it than need one and not have it.
Yeah, I mean,
Buy a fucking gun.
buy a fucking gun. Oh wow, God, that was pretty cringy, but like, I mean, most of that's pretty. You know, it's pretty spot on. Like, I mean, the reasons for wanting a gun are mine have definitely changed. Like, or at the least, like I've added to my reasons to own the gun, and I still don't have one actually. I still don't have one. Ironically enough.
Guns don't kill people. I kill people with gun power.
So we're gonna look at one more video. I think this was a handful of months later, like early mid 2018. I believe this one, if I remember correctly, is about the that bakery that didn't want to bake a cake for the gay couple. Let's see what I had to say about that. All right, here we go. This one's much shorter.
Hey, what's up? I just wanted to go on a little bit of a rant real quick. I'm not gonna make it too long. Something's been really bothering the absolute shit out of me.
No kidding.
It's in regard to private business and business owners and free speech. Recently,
Oh boy. Okay, get ready, everybody. Private business owners and free speech.
the fucking douchebag baker that refused to bake a wedding cake for, I believe it was a lesbian couple, was just cleared in court. Like they said, yeah, you can refuse service. It's your business, whatever. And a lot of people aren't really too happy about that. I completely understand it because I don't see any reason whatsoever to discriminate against fucking people that identify a certain way.
Yeah, true.
Just because you have regressive beliefs. However, because this guy was a private...
There's no however. Just serve people. Who cares if they're gay? Who cares if they're trans? Who gives a fuck? But what do I have to say? However what?
Progressive beliefs. However, because this guy was a private business owner, he owned the business. It's his. He can discriminate. He can refuse service to whoever he wants.
I mean, yeah, good save there. You can't discriminate against whoever you want.
pretty much any grounds because it's his business. It's not the government. It's not federally backed. He can do it as he pleases. Now, I don't like it. I think it's vile. I think it's completely. It's pointless. It's completely pointless to do so. But to sit there and say, hey, discrimination against, ABC should be illegal. I see absolutely no point in doing that because you can literally argue that any marginalized group, any demographic that you could possibly think of, that you could possibly fathom, should be protected by federal discrimination laws.
But what exactly is wrong with that? Especially if a certain demographic or a marginalized group has experienced a history of oppression, systemically or otherwise, a history of neglect and mistreatment and discrimination, etc.
So to sit there and say that a private business should not be able to refuse service to anyone because of federal law is it's absurd to me. Because it should be left up to the public where they want to take their business, and it is up to people who own businesses to serve who they please.
Uh-oh.
I don't like it, but it's their freedom and their liberty to do so. Now,
I'm frozen.
if you want to discriminate against someone that you are intolerant of, even if it's completely irrational and unreasonable, that's your funeral. What happens next, like the social outcry, the outrage, that's on you. If you want to refuse service to homosexual people, you better be prepared for your business to take a big hit. Hopefully, I really hope. Like, if you think that's a good business move, that's on you. So I just wanted to get that off my chest. Thank you, guys.
Well, yeah, I mean, in a sense, that is kind of sort of correct. But the thing is, like, there are way more bigots in this world than you think. The older you get, the bigger the world seems. The more people there seems to be. If that were to happen, if that does happen, like, oh, we don't serve gay people, we don't serve black people, we don't serve trans people. Word spreads, and all of a sudden your business, etc., whatever it may be, your bakery, it becomes a haven of sorts for bigots. That's what I believe now. My position has kind of changed on that a little bit. You're not really held accountable because you're propped up by the worst kinds of people. People will literally go out of their way to be your customer, to consume your product, etc., etc. But yeah, like, the public outcry would be there. People try to get you shut down, and that'll be consistent. That'll be ongoing. Like, I still believe that, but it really does not matter at all, as long as you are raking in money, as long as people are still paying for your shit, or as long as you still have a loyal customer, a loyal base of customers. The outcry doesn't mean shit, because the government really can't do anything. As long as people are keeping your lights on and keeping that rent paid and your employees paid, etc., it's not going to be much. All right, so that's just a little sampler, a little taste of what's to come. Those are just off the cuff. Those are just super little preparation. When we get into the actual Stephen Banger videos, those are scripted. Like, there's a lot more in terms of arguments to pick out. At least I'm pretty sure they're scripted. I know a few of them are, at least. There are a couple that are way more off the cuff, if I'm remembering correctly. So please stay tuned for more. Hit the bell for notifications. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. And also follow me on Twitter at StatelessPatriot2, because Twitter decided my name should not be Stateless Patriot for some reason, even though no one else has that name. Like, comment, let me know what you think, and I'll see you all very soon.